Welcome to another Artsy Eggs video. I'm just about to start making eggs for Christmas to hang on Christmas trees. So tonight I'm experimenting with a way of making eggs that I've actually never done before, and I'm going to be using vinegar instead of dyes. So the idea is that vinegar will corrode, eat away at the eggshell, and will lighten the shell. So let's see how it goes. I've used brown eggs. Here's an example. I've got two different examples. This is a simpler one. I just kind of made random designs on there, and while the egg was brown, and then I actually dipped it into a water vinegar solution. It was the same solution that I used to wash the egg. So that was a 1/4 cup of vinegar and a cup of water. A few minutes, it became lighter brown. You can see the difference. This is a brown egg that didn't go in the vinegar, and this egg. So this is it might look complicated, but it's actually quite a simple design. And this has all been done just on a brown egg. And I made sure to do a lot of really big, bold patterns because I think you need that to show the contrast between the dark and the light. Now, instead of putting this egg into the water and vinegar solution, I'm actually just going to experiment and see what it's like if it goes straight into, this is just pure vinegar, so we're going to try it. So it's acting really quickly. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, but pretty quickly. It hasn't even been a minute, and I can see white bubbles coming up off the shell, and that means it's eroding away. I'm not sure at all how long you can keep it in there. I've never done this before, so this is a total experiment. But definitely what you'll want to end up doing after it's lightened up, remember that even if you rub, I'm doing it right now, I'm rubbing on the shell, and I can see, even just with my finger, I can see it lightening up. So what I'll probably do, and you have to be careful because it feels quite slimy, so you don't want to drop it, but I would take it out and I would probably go take it over to the sink and run it under water and maybe even use a little bit of a sponge to help wash that away. But you can see already that this little bit is lighter. So I'm actually going to put it back in for a few minutes longer. I don't want it to stay in for so long that it actually eats away and causes the wax to come off. So I'm going to pay a lot of attention to this, but so far it's been about a minute and a half. So my egg has been in the pure vinegar solution now for a few minutes, and I'm going to take it out and show you a little bit of what's going on. You can see it's grown quite a bit paler, and I can actually just with my finger very gently rub at the surface and have the original top layer of the egg come right off. So now I'm going to go and do the same thing under the sink, under running water in the sink, and I'm going to use a sponge and just very gently see how much I can take away of the top surface. So here it is. I've washed it off as best I could without scrubbing away any of the wax. And just a reminder that if you're going to try this, it's really important to use as thick a line as possible and maybe cover large spaces, because as a little test, I removed one of these little dots just to see what the contrast is. You can almost barely see that one that's missing right there. That the contrast between the shell and the color under the wax isn't actually that great. So if you block large amounts of the surface, you'll get a better effect. So now I'm going to take the wax off and see what it looks like. So I've taken the wax off the egg, and I'm really happy to see that even though it's quite subtle, and I'm not sure that this camera is going to show it very well, there is a really nice effect here. I will post photographs of this on www.artsyeggs.com. So I'll get a higher definition photo for you to take a look if you like. But basically what's happened here is the shell that was underneath these dark parts is now in relief. So That's what's been protected, and the light colors are actually where the shell has been eaten away. So it's a really nice effect. It's very subtle, but it's also a way of making eggs without the use of chemicals, which might be a consideration for people who are sensitive to chemicals or who are worried about doing this with children. It's also really inexpensive. Most people have vinegar in their kitchen. So experiment and have fun and good luck.